to my channel. It's me, Amy. Jaden and Marcus have just gone for a walk, so I thought this would be the best time to do this video. Today's video is me talking about how my life changed as a teen mum from when I was pregnant to when I had it, and what my life was like before I had Jaden. Jaden and I have just finished recording our morning routine, so by the time this video is out, that video had already been out on Sunday. So if you want to watch that video, please do. I'm going to be talking about 4 main subjects in today's video, which are perspective, relationships, self-confidence and social life, and how they were affected by my pregnancy. The first subject I'm going to talk about is relationships and how my pregnancy with Jaden affected my relationships in my life. I'm going to start with mine and Marcus's relationship, as a lot of you have asked me, did it affect you and Marcus, did it change you both, how are you both still together? A lot of teen mums break up with teen dads. First of all, that's not true. Not all teen parents split up and then not together. Some stay together, some break up. Just like adult relationships, if they have a child at like 30, they can stay together or they break up, and it's not always like the same reason. Everyone has different reasons. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. However, Marcus and I are still together and we are going strong, but it did affect our relationship finding out that I was pregnant with Jaden. Before we had Jaden, we was obviously crazy people. Well, I don't mean obviously, and I don't mean crazy people, I don't know how to put it. Like, we just get up and go out whenever we want. We do what we want when we want. We'd go out, I don't know, to a meal just when we wanted to. We'd be out till late, come back early hours in the morning. We just did what we want when we wanted to. We're just normal teenagers. When I found out I was pregnant, obviously we had to become more serious. Not like serious as we wasn't serious to each other, like we was in a serious relationship, but I mean the relationship become more serious because it wasn't just us two anymore. There was 3 of us. We're now a family. We had to change from just being 2 teenagers together to having a family. I mean, we did adjust quite well to the idea of family life compared to teenage life. We did do it quite well. However, there were moments where we're like, oh, we can't do this anymore, we can't do that. Now we have Jaden as well. We couldn't just be at 8 o'clock and like, oh, do you want to go out for a meal? We have to plan ahead, so we have to plan like weeks before if we want to go out for a meal, because if we have to get my mum or his mum to watch him for an hour while me and Marcus go out for a meal, we can't just be like, oh, we're going for a meal. You know, we have to pre-plan things. Obviously Jaden is our main priority now as well. Overall, I like how me and Marcus are with each other. We can still tell each other anything, we still talk to each other, we go for our walks together, like we do things a normal couple would do before a baby, but we also do things as a family. The relationship with my parents did change, not as much when I was pregnant. When I had Jaden, it changed. It changed more with my mum than it did with my dad. With my dad, I still feel like it's the same relationship, but with my mum, I feel like it's changed in a good way, not a bad way. It's changed because before I had Jaden, me and my mum, we did clash a lot. We got on each other's nerves, we'd argue a lot. I didn't listen to my mum, I was a little rude, you know. Now me and my mum are so close. Today we go on a walk just to the shop, just so we can talk, you know. It's just our routine. Talk more anyway, so when we're at home she'll tell me things, I'll tell her things. I feel like I can tell her more now as well. I feel like because I'm a parent, I understand her more and the reason she did certain things when I was younger or when I was a teenager. And I feel like, oh, I understand why you did that now. I understand why you said this now. I feel like we got closer in a way because I understand her more. The next subject I want to talk about is my social life, which also relates to relationships in a way because of friendship. Now, my social life did change a lot, especially when I first found out I was pregnant. It changed so quick that at first I felt a bit like, whoa, what is happening? So when I first found out I was pregnant, obviously loads of my friends were like, oh, I'm so excited, I can't wait, blah blah blah. But then them friends as well stopped inviting me places, even if it was just going for a meal, I don't know. Wouldn't invite me because, oh, you're pregnant, I thought you'd be tired. It's maybe even if I couldn't come, it'd still be nice to have the invite. I understand I couldn't do certain things like going to the pub and things like that. Even though I could go to the pub, just not drink. I went with Marcus and my dad one time to the pub and I just had lemonade. But you could still invite me. There's ways around things. Obviously I couldn't go clubbing, I wasn't old enough anyway. I was only 17 when I was pregnant. And my social life changed a lot. The third subject I want to talk about is perspectives. Now, my perspectives when I become pregnant did change a lot. What I mean by perspectives is obviously the way I see things and how I consume things. Like before I had Jaden, if there was gossip, if there was drama, of course I was intrigued. I was like, really, la da 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 da. And when I was pregnant, I started to realise it's not worth it. It is not worth it, and it's always tit for tat or Chinese whispers. One person says this, the other says that. It gets passed along, and when it actually gets back to that person, they're like, I did what? That's not true. Like, it just becomes rumours and stuff like that, and you should never believe everything. Just take things with a pinch of salt. So if someone tells you something, you just be like, oh yeah. And always believe 100%. Not saying that they're lying, that they could have been told only a bit of it, or that person that then told the person before could have only got told a bit of it and then it got changed halfway. Like, I don't know how I'm putting this. This is gonna sound so silly, but I mean by perspective as well, is crossing the road. So I would just cross. Like, if I didn't see any cars or anything like that, I'd obviously look both ways. But if it wasn't a green man, like, and it was still a red man, but there's no cars, why am I gonna wait? I just crossed anyway. But then when I was pregnant, and even now having Jaden, till this day, I wait for that green man. And if there's no cars, no nothing, I still wait for that green man, because I know for a fact that no cars should go, you know. If they do, then they're getting fined, arrested or whatever because they went when there was a green man. I always make sure of that. And also I want to teach Jaden that he does not cross the road unless there's a green man. Obviously when he starts walking, obviously he's going to be right next to me, but imagine if he goes to cross when he's next to me still, he's just going to cross. But if he knows he has to cross a green man, then he'll wait for the green man, even though I'll be holding my hand while crossing the road anyway. The fourth subject I want to talk about is my self-confidence. My self-confidence when I was pregnant didn't change hugely. Obviously I got bigger because I was pregnant, but that didn't bother me because I knew my baby was there. You could tell I was pregnant. Well, at first you couldn't tell I was pregnant. I just looked like I was getting chubby, but I was happy. I was fine with my body. Then I had Jaden. At first I was like, oh, it's all gonna go blah de da de da. Hi guys, so I'm editing the video and I want to explain what I mean a bit. What I mean is, like, obviously after I had Jaden, I didn't expect my body to go straight back to normal straight away. But obviously you see false advertisement on Instagrams and Snapchats of celebrities or even other people where their bodies go back to normal. And obviously I didn't expect my body to do that, but I expected it to go back quicker than what it did, if that makes sense. I don't think I'm making any sense. And obviously I appreciate my body. I'm not saying I don't appreciate my body, because I do. It carried my son for, what, 8.5 months, 9 months. But it carried him, it grew a life inside there. That's when my son blossomed. I don't know how to put it. I appreciate it. I appreciate every stretch mark. I appreciate my weight and things like that. But then it does make me feel low at times with certain outfits. Like, I feel like I can't wear a certain outfit. But obviously everyone thinks, oh, your body, no, everyone thought when I was pregnant, your body's gonna go back, it's gonna be fine. And even after having, oh, your body's back to normal. Okay, it might look like that to you, but to me it doesn't. It really doesn't. When I look in the mirror, it doesn't. But I am learning to love my body. I do love my body, but at the same time I hate my body. It's like a love-hate relationship with my body. So has everything affected me as a person in a bad way or a good way? It has all affected me in a good way, in a sense, because my relationships with, like, friends, I realised they weren't true friends when I was pregnant, just because they didn't invite me places, because a lot of them turned their back on me as well when I was pregnant. I'm not saying, oh, they didn't invite me out, they're not a friend. I'm saying, like, a lot of my friends did turn their back on me as well when I was pregnant. First they paid loads of interest, halfway through they didn't care. When I had him, let me see him. When he got to about 2 weeks old, no one was interested again. With my perspective, it's affected me in a good way, because I put my responsibilities first, as well as thinking about the dangers around me. With my social life, that's the same as relationship. It's in a good way because I understand with my friends and stuff, but also it's not in a bad way, because obviously having a baby, things have to change. But I do feel like I have to have time for myself as well. I don't mean like going out without my baby. I mean just having a nice hour-long bath instead of rushing for 10 minutes to get in a bath, you know, because even if he's asleep in bed and Marcus is in the room, I still feel like I have to rush, because I just feel like I have to be with him all the time. But I need to realise that I can have an hour to myself. With my self-confidence, I feel like it's triggered me a little bit in the way if my body has changed. Obviously I knew that was going to happen. I knew my body was going to change by having a baby, but I feel like like it's a good way as well because it's teaching me to be grateful for the things that I have. That's it for today's video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and keep yourself notified for future videos. Our social medias will be linked in the description below if you want to follow Jayden and I on Instagram, TikTok and Snapchat. Also Depop, go ahead, you're more than welcome. Jayden has his own Instagram, Jayden Ken Miskin. So what else do I say? Adios amigos.